Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Draw 9 of the Rocky Mountain Mixed Doubles Classic on the road to the Mixed Doubles Olympic Trials in Nova Scotia. That's right, one team will be earning a berth from here to go all the way to Nova Scotia, one of those top 16 teams to try and represent Canada at the Olympics in 2026. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got lots of curling left in this bonspiel. We're just cresting over the halfway point. These are the 9 o'clock games. We've got 4 going on in Banff. We've got 4 going on in Canmore, and we're down to the nitty-gritty now. I'm joined this morning by Scott Moncur, and we'll also be joined shortly by Morgan Muse, and they'll be taking you through the games, the commentating. I should tell you a little bit about Scott. He is a curler. He used to curl in Canmore, then moved into Cochrane, where he still curls. Played at the Ontario University games. He's a silver medalist from there with the Windsor University. He's gone on and played in Canadian University Championships. He's also been a 5-time player in this event. Didn't quite have the points to qualify for the sold-out 32-field team that we've got going on at the 6th edition, but he's played in every other one and been a great representative, and I'm sure that experience will flow through in his commentating today. Morgan Muse, another fantastic Alberta curler. She's won the Canadian Club Championship as a skip. She also has played in the Canadian Mixed Championship as a skip. She won the Alberta Championship. And she's represented or been to the Scotties 2 times. Once with New Brunswick, playing with Andrea Crawford, and the other time playing out of BC with Marianne Arsenault. So you've got 2 very qualified people in all aspects of this game who are going to take you through it. One thing I want to give a shout out for before we go, and that is to Team Gagné-Morissette. Je veux dire un gros équipe félicitations à l'équipe Gagné-Morissette pour qualifier hier. Bien.
Well done, Steve.
Thank you, Scott. All right, Scott, why don't you lead us into this game and who we have, who's playing, and what we should be looking out for.
Yeah, I think we're in for a great game here this morning. We've got the newly crowned New Brunswick Mixed Doubles champions in Melissa Adams and Alex Robichaud taking on a team from Saskatchewan, Nancy Martin and Steve Laycock. Both of those names I think a lot of our listeners will be very familiar with.
Yeah, if I'm not correct, I think Martin and Laycock already qualified for those top 16 teams?
They are. I believe both of these teams are qualified already. So still important here. We've got a big prize purse here at the Rocky Mountain Mixed Doubles. $30,000 in total prize money, one of the biggest prizes in all of mixed doubles. And these teams that are already qualified are still battling for points and positioning, as well as to leave Banff with a few bucks in their pocket.
Yeah, just because I gave you the notes there, Scott, I probably misled you. Martin Laycock are qualified, Adams Robichaud not, but they're in a prime position to qualify if they get the right amount of points here or if they choose to win it. So anyways, we're going to have a balance of the players calling the game and us calling the game. So let's join the players for a little bit and see, maybe hear a little bit about the ice conditions and what they're seeing out there in these early ends.
Middle? I think so.
Not quite.
I think middle's probably good.
Hold it out a bit. Yeah, line! Line! Hard line! Hard straight! Hard! Hard, what's the weight?
Light.
Gotta go! Hard!
There's no shortage of curl there, Scott.
No, from what I've been hearing, about 4.5 feet of curl at times during the games, and really consistent speed on the ice. But first end in mixed doubles is always a little bit tricky. Some of the paths haven't been warmed up as well as the others, so if you're a little inside or outside of the path you're throwing in practice, you can grab a little frost and come up a touch short.
Not curling yet!
Take them back 4.
Okay, curl! 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 Ah, okay. Okay.
Laycock and Martin had a chance there to really set up this end in their favor, but that rock being a little heavy and moving the blue off the top of the button
Way more.
Is certainly not the outcome they were looking for.
close, yep. Whoa, whoa.
Weight
Whoa.
down. Weight down.
Whoa, it's gotta curl. Has to curl. Okay, whoa, just freeze. Straight. Good.
Certainly found a pocket there. I think on both sides, really hard to get that out with one shot. It's going to take a couple for sure.
Try to get here.
Yeah, a really good result, moving those
Everyone.
two blues behind the tee line, having
Is
jams
this
on
angle
both
any
sides.
good? Seems like it's just going to jam anyway, right? Do the yellows go through if we hit them?
We could answer
This
that,
one,
but you
maybe?
can't hear me.
Like if I play the run, do I make the double or no?
Just
I
this
don't
guy.
think so. I don't think that one on the
Where's
button
the
is
other one
going,
going?
Still
going
better
out of the
though,
4
because
foot, but
this
the
guy
rest could
might-
move.
I like this. Just
Mine curled in practice.
nose.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I was to play mixed doubles regularly, I would practice run backs all the time.
Yeah.
It seems to be the shot, the difference maker in many ends is whether this is made successfully.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Being able to draw the top of the button, especially with that first rock, and then after that, the ability to
Nice.
make run backs like this. And, you know, while it still leaves yellow shot there, the situation is a lot better for Martin and Laycock than it was
Could tap that.
10 seconds ago.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty tough.
You know, fatigue has to become a bit
Try
of
to
a
get
factor
to nose,
too
try
here.
to just cross it a hair.
Yeah.
Some of these, we're in the 5th games, they're throwing, they're sweeping, mentally thinking through many situations away from home. I mean, you know, it has to start to play a factor later on in these events.
Yeah.
I think so, and mixed doubles is such a fast-moving game.
Yeah.
These players are throwing, sweeping. There's really no pause, and you know, to be honest, a lot of them are skips in their 4-person teams, so the sweeping doesn't come as naturally.
After 4 brushes, they're tired, you're saying.
That's right.
Clean, yep. Room.
Well, our first look at this side. Let's see how it reacts.
Oh yeah, you really gotta go.
Probably a little
Hard.
fresh.
Hard to get by. Hard. Go.
Just clips the top guard.
Still a usable stone, though.
Yep. Left a little space there too.
T-line.
Okay.
Big opportunity for Steve Laycock to get in there and put a lot of pressure on Adams and Robichaud here.
T-line.
Okay. Not curling yet. There it goes. Clean. Curl.
Back 4.
Gotta curl. Curl.
Hard.
Nice. Great shot.
Pistol. It's still yellow sticks for second, but it's lonely, and it's not in the right spot
hitting
for
too?
yellow.
Yeah, that was a fantastic shot, and all set up by that run back that Steve Laycock made a few rocks ago to open up the back, get those 2 blues that were back 4 out of the way, and now that yellow is free to go if anything is sent in.
If we're
And I
two,
mean-
I like the freeze then.
I think it's yellow, yeah.
Okay, just freeze.
I mean, runbacks are hard enough as it is, but when you don't have sweeping, or you're the sweeper
No.
halfway down when you might catch it,
That's
Wanna
okay.
try to open it up?
pretty
No.
impressive.
Okay.
So you can see the freeze call here from the New Brunswick team.
Here more.
And I think with the 3 Saskatchewan rocks in there, it's this is a great call. Get another one in there. Protect yourself from a big end.
Yeah, I didn't like the suggested hit there because if it goes wrong, you could be facing
Whoa, I really have
4
to
on
curl.
your last.
Weight's really good.
Okay, stay close. You got room still. Room. Whoa.
Gotta go.
Whoa. Yep. Little bump. Curl. Okay, that's good.
Well, that's a great looking
Like
shot.
that.
I'm sure they'll be pleased with that.
This probably goes, right?
I don't think it's very good. No.
Okay. Just guard?
Yeah, what's their shot going to be though? Tap the. I guess they can get you on the top, right?
Yeah, I think it's this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what we see a lot in mixed doubles. You're not always trying to steal. You're trying to cap it off and give them the one. That is the goal. And as we know, when you taking one is very manageable because you can get big
Here
ends
I
later
take
on.
the full ice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this will
poke
leave
it out.
Alex with probably some sort of double
It's quite
tap
a bit better
on the
here
intern side,
than when I threw the
potentially
first one
just a
even probably
draw
me.
to the side of the button on the intern. But if this guard is made well, it'll be really hard for Robichaud and Adams to score.
And you have to weigh out the risk of whether it's worth it because you could do something that you'll regret.
You could.
Tight guard.
I'm really out there. Might be fresh there.
See a lot of rotation on the
Line's
rocks
good.
at this event.
Line's good.
With the ice as good as it is, and the rocks, the way that the local clubs and Curling Canada have set this up to make sure there's a lot of curl late. These players have to be really positive with their release.
Yeah, usually at league night after these events, it's interesting to see the one rotation handles take off. So it looks like they are just going to draw around and try and just touch theirs back.
Yeah, that guard over curled, I think, by a touch to probably leave this shot there. If it had stayed another half rock, 3/4 of a rock out, this shot may not be there. But with that finish we just talked about, if the weight's right here, this will be close.
Back forfeit's all she needs for the weight, and
Okay.
very precise, but very low risk.
Like a 14.
All right, our final throw of this, the first end winner.
How much? Yep. This line.
Guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Whoa. Needs to curl. How much? How much?
It's back.
Oh, okay.
Back A, back.
Yeah,
I think that's a great example, Scott, as we were talking about before the game. You get that weight up a little bit, and you're in the lower edge of that curling break point. It'll just run on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, a couple options there. If she'd thrown about 4 feet less, she might have had a chance there, or taken a little bit more ice. On this surface, there tends to be a little bit more finish the farther out you go.
We saw that last night in the game, and I thought it was quite interesting observation where if you kind of get in between shots, it doesn't often work out because you take a little less ice, you throw a little more weight, and it tends to miss. You've almost really got to commit to the one shot and not think of a plan B because it just there is almost no middle ground on these throws. It's got to be light enough and out to get the curl or narrow enough with the weight to hold it.
Yeah, you just have to commit to what you're comfortable throwing. And, a lot of times these players will make those shots, but that one was a tough one.
Yeah. Well, no scores are posted yet, but just to give you a sense of what's going on here, over on sheet 1 we have a C game, which is Suchinski against Campbell Kaltoff. Whoever loses will be out. And the same thing on sheet 2. We've got Monroe Leong against Papley Van Amsterdam. Keep an eye on that one. Of course, Papley Van Amsterdam last year coming second in this event. Interesting fact, Monroe is the cousin of Gagné Morissette, and of course they can do them a great deal of a favor here as we look at the finishing points by teams to get into the qualifiers by knocking off the team of Papley Van Amsterdam. But more on that later, Scott. And then finally, Jones Lang playing Brunton Horgan in the other B semifinal.
You want sweep?
Yeah.
Well, coming up a little light there. That's big advantage now to Adams Robichaud to get this second end underway.
14-5 here.
Yeah, that first rock at the end in mixed doubles is vitally important. Having played in this event, as you mentioned, for the last 5 years, we've come up against some of these top teams, and some of them just make that shot every end, and it's just really hard to get anything going. So we'll have to watch the first rock to see if maybe it's a rock or they're just still figuring out the ice of it.
You got room. Want it to curl. Top 4.
This one coming in pretty nicely. Line looks really good.
Yep, top 4. Go. Good sweep.
Yeah, left some room. So
3/4, I think.
bit like playing poker. It's almost
Speed
like
should be
every
okay,
rock is
though.
like the next
Yeah, it should be
flip,
out here.
and the odds kind of swing back and forth depending on how the next shot's thrown. So certainly some favor out of Robichaud. That's a little shorter where they wanted, left quite a bit of room for them to still get on top of it on the button on this side. So again, a chance to bury one in and level the odds back out their way.
Yeah, big shot here. But that rock, even though it's short and left some room, that's a rock I can see coming into play later in the end. It's in a great position to be advanced if those guards ever get moved.
See, line's great. Line's good. Room, Steve.
T-line.
Room,
No,
clean.
back four,
Yep,
back
yep,
four.
Yep. Clean.
Back four.
Whoa. Clean, yep, yes.
Back 4.
Yes. Okay, whoa. That's
What a
good.
shot there from Steve. That's a spot that he threw his drive of the button in practice, so I think one that he's pretty comfortable with, and put that in an absolute perfect spot.
What a pistol. Great throw at a necessary time. Looking across the scoreboards here, everyone's posted the first 10 scored, and it's a great day to be blue. Every single blue
every
team.
sheet.
So that means Jones Lang are up 1-0 after 1. Over on sheet 2, we've got Papley Van Amsterdam up 1, and on sheet 1, Kaltoff and
Gamble.
Gamble, thank you, scoring 2 on Suchinski. So it's all blue. I feel like I'm watching the election.
Hard! Really hard! Hard, you gotta run! Hard!
Not there.
Tried to come in and corner freeze the shot rock there, but again, that out-turn path coming back this way, that's a couple we've seen come up short in this end, so we'll keep an eye on that side of the sheet, see if they can get it up to speed.
Crazy enough, I think Stephen, it's always weird talking about yourself, but I think Stephen can put this right back on top of that blue and line them up. The good news for Adams Robichaud, of course, anything touching that top yellow one drives it straight back.
Yeah.
Scott, it's been fun. Morgan Muse, the all-star of this, has just shown up. So you're in for a good event with Scott and Morgan here taking you the rest of the way. I'm going to pass the headset over, and you're going to get some real solid advice now.
Now that we have the real expert in, so we'll give her a minute to get situated, and
I got one more call.
Yep, let's chip off this. Yep, yes. Get out here, yes.
bit of a miscommunication there from Laycock and Martin. I think they wanted to move those guards a little farther apart, or a little bit different angle, because as you can see, that run back, as you mentioned, anything that touches those yellows is going straight back.
Yeah, it's often hard on those plan Bs because they were both seeing it differently. One thought it would curl over top, the other wanted them to sweep it to get the bump, and it kind of did an in-betweener. Well, so we're going to see some heat from Alex. See if the camera person can keep up with it.
Gotta go.
I love when I hear "yeah" and they can barely get to it.
Looks like a double peel up top. Yeah, that helps. It's not what they were looking to accomplish, but it does help. Now they can get to that yellow with either turn through that same run back, or they could just throw the in-turn directly on it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a good person to ask. You know, when you only have 5 rocks to throw, you can't afford. You don't have the time luxury you might in the four-persons games where you've got 8 rocks.
Yeah, it really is a race to the 4-foot in mixed doubles. That's where most of the scoring happens when they're not on the power play, which we might see later in the game. But really owning that 4-foot early is really important.
My favorite sound is hearing the slider go down the ice.
Hey, room.
Yeah, it's nice in an event like this, just 4 mixed doubles games going on. It's not overly loud out there, and you can hear the players quite a bit, and those sounds that you're talking about.
Curl. Okay.
Want to just go normal with it?
I'm digging 10.
Okay, 10 even?
You think that's enough?
9.5?
Sure.
I don't think it'll go that much with the out. Yeah.
Hey. Want to nose it almost?
Yeah. A little less.
No.
That should be good.
I'd rather hit it too thick than too thin. I need more than that.
Do you want to throw a 9?
9.5. I think I need more though.
I think this is.
I need more.
Don't think so.
Just trust me.
So Alex throwing this one a little bit quieter. Just trying to hit this just high side of the nose. Drive those 2 yellows straight back in and stay for shot. Can't spill off very far. That overcurled. Opportunity for Martin and Laycock to guard that up and really leave Melissa with limited options on her last if this is made. But welcome, Morgan. I know you made the same drive I did this morning through the mountains. There's some rain out there. But you made it, and I'm glad I've got the expert here finally.
We're here. Happy to be here this morning. Drive wasn't that bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not trying.
It's always nice to drive into the mountains, kind of
Absolutely.
Banff and Canmore here for this event. So
Like just fighting center basically is okay?
it's going to be good to spend the day with you, call these games, and you know, Steve introduced you earlier in the broadcast, and so we know that you've accomplished quite a bit in your curling career. So you know, I'm excited to learn some mixed doubles strategy from you as we go along.
Yeah, I haven't done any commentary on any mixed doubles games, so rookie here, but played a bit. So.
You're just over now.
Okay, whoa, just over, whoa, over now.
We saw on the first end, Martin and Laycock were able to steal one.
Has to sit.
Melissa Adams had a really tough shot to score. This guard's overcurled a bit, so I think that double tap is there. Morgan, you might have a better angle than I do, but
Yeah, it does look like Melissa will have a shot at this double tap for sure, especially with, looks like there's a good amount of curl on that outturn side. And with that guard being so long, there shouldn't be a problem getting past it. It would be a question of if she can throw enough weight to actually move the 2 stones. And
You prefer the draw?
yeah, you probably need something between backline and hack to move those 2 stones. But we saw earlier in the game, we're looking at about just over 4 feet of curl for draw. So
nice.
Should be some good movement in here if this weight's thrown correctly.
Yeah, I guess she would need close to hack weight on this.
Close. Needs to curl. Curl. Hard curl.
It's pretty close. We have enough of it.
Go.
There you go.
What a shot.
Great shot.
Yeah. Perfect weight. Tapped it back for one and tied this game through 2 ends. Morgan, you must be the draw for this event, because I think when we in the first end we had about 25 people watching, and now we're nearly 200. So I think once you put the headset on, they really started to get into the game.
Just got a look from Steve over here.
Looks like a lot.
And just a reminder to everyone, this is a B qualifier game, so the winner will go into the playoffs, I believe straight to the quarterfinal, and the loser of this game will go to the round of 12. Nope, I'm getting a head shake from Steve. Let's make sure we get this right.
How much?
Close.
Okay, line's good.
It's hot.
Line's really good.
It's all there, I think.
Okay. No.
It's a little heavy.
Yeah. Nothing.
So Morgan, we were talking earlier about the importance of the first rock in mixed doubles here. You can see this one's going to slide a little too deep, which gives Martin and Laycock a real opportunity to get 2 rocks in there buried. When you're playing mixed doubles, that first rock, wondering where you think it's best situated. Do you freeze right on the preset rock, or do you try to go top button and control the top of the team line?
Lately, I've found for the league that I'm playing in and the types of shots we end up playing, coming right down to that rock at the back and even bumping it back a little bit hasn't been terrible for us. Like if we can push it into the 8 foot in the first couple of ends, and then once we get a little bit of a lead, then I tend to go for top button instead. And
that just opens up your scoring area a bit and gives you a little bit more space.
Yeah, but it's so crucial to make that first shot. If you're if you don't make that first shot, it's an uphill. It feels like an uphill battle the rest of the end, right?
So I was 1 draw ahead of myself there. So the winners of this will go into a B qualifier game. The losers will drop to C, and then the winner of that game goes to the quarterfinal, and the loser of it will go to the round of 12. But that's the game this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So still lots to play for all the teams that are out there this morning.
Just for weight, freeze it. Line's good. Yes. Hard. Oh yeah, you really gotta go. Hard line. Hard line. Okay, well, leave it frozen or.
So there was a bit of an undercurl on Nancy's rock to get 2 in there, which did leave that in-turn open for Melissa and Alex.
I know we'd probably lose our shooter,
and while they did
but
bounce
I
off the
like
top
that
on a pretty good spot, top button shot rock.
Still should have access to it with this top 8 foot rock.
Yeah, if Steve hits about a third of that rock on the outside and plants it on the yellow, they'll be back to having 2 buried. And it'll be important for them to get their shooter out of the way and not give Alex and Melissa something to come in off of.
Definitely.
I was thinking like a foot more, so I'm just like back 4 here.
A ton, but okay. I like it.
They're running a little quieter than I would have thought. The intent there might be to keep the yellow around for something for the Blues to jam on later in the end.
And I think that they do really want to keep their shooter around.
Yep.
Top 14.
Whoa. Whoa, curl. Curl.
Playing any kind of weight at this with the angle you need to get the yellow out and stay buried would be definitely losing your shooter.
This angle looks really good. Tapped corner frozen.
I think so. Same thing you just threw. Yeah.
If it's heavy and we tap the yellow to the back one, that's good too.
Yeah, like that.
So that same in-turn draw here for Alex. I think their desired outcome here is to corner freeze the blue in the top 4. But we just heard him say if they're a little heavy and tap the yellow straight back onto the back one, they're pretty pleased with that too.
Looks like they're taking a little bit more ice on the in-turn side here.
Yeah, they didn't play it as much in the first couple ends, so it does seem to be a touch slower on this side of the sheet with a little more curl.
No, not yet.
Pretty close.
Okay. Whoa, one at the curl still. Line's good. Line's good. No bump. No bump.
Little bump on the blue.
Whoa. Whoa. Let it check. Okay. Good.
A little bit heavy, still sitting shot rock with the one he threw in a good position, but
Really
it
skinny.
did improve the angles a bit for
Be awesome if I make
Steve
it,
and
though.
Nancy. They can go tap tap to the back one.
We could just try that guy, I guess, but it's even skinnier.
Well, hitting it into ours isn't very good.
Well, I know, but it's tough to get to here.
I
so.
know.
Thinking if it's crotch, then this one
No,
doesn't
I think
go.
we have to try this, and this
Yeah.
would be by accident because it's not as good.
Right, but this, at least the blue would stick here.
Yeah. About an inch.
I think quarter's close.
What's that?
I think quarter's close.
I don't.
Okay.
But I think corner is tolerance, obviously. We can't go by it.
Yeah.
So they're just discussing where to hit this rock. I tend to agree that it is thinner than you think to make it properly, but they're obviously concerned about those yellows being in a really dangerous spot, so they're going to try to throw some weight at this, move things around, and ideal state get rid of both of those yellows, but they're not sure they'll both go.
Yeah, the way that those yellows are locked up, it's always going to take a couple of shots to get rid of them. And this is definitely going to be thinner than you think, just with the distance between that top 8-foot rock and the top 4 yellow.
And this is curling. It's about that quarter rock they talked about. So they did get the top one and left the one they ran in right there in a pretty good spot. So all in all, I think that's a pretty good outcome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Kind of the same shot. If ever I tap this and roll, it's
Like,
pretty
right
good
now
too.
he's just got that easy splash,
Yeah.
right? So if you do this, you're going to be right beside it. There's
Yeah.
no splash, and you. I think the same way.
Okay, if it's over curling, go to tap the blue and stick it right there.
Yep.
And on Steve's first shot, if they had elected to actually get rid of the yellow and not cared about saving their shooter, they wouldn't be in a situation where they'd be dealing with 2 yellows coming into the 4-foot
Yeah.
each rock.
It was an aggressive call, but they're still in pretty good shape.
Close.
Weight's close.
What?
Old bump for sure.
Whoa. Yep, straight.
Back 4.
Whoa.
Back 4.
Whoa. Yeah, whoa, yep. Whoa. Yep.
So I did tap it back for shot, almost frozen on the back one. But I wonder if on the outturn side there's room for
Not just too easy here.
Steve and Nancy
I
to
think
either
maybe
tap
in
that.
between. Pretty good.
Yeah, probably just tap as the best shot. What do you think, Morgan?
Yeah,
So back.
Back 8, back 12.
I just back 8.
Okay.
looks like it could develop into a good chance for them to force Nancy and Steve to 1 here.
So I think they settled on back 8 weight. So they're looking to tap that blue to the button and probably loosen up the yellow and the blue in the back 4 so that the yellow is free to go if anything's run in there.
Yeah.
Back 12.
Okay, well then. Whoa, then curl.
It's a little
You gotta
bit hot
curl.
here.
Curl. Hard curl. Hard curl. Hard
Hit a
curl.
corner.
Hard curl.
Hit a corner.
Hard.
A corner. Over curling.
Yep. Straight. Good. Perfect.
I think so.
Just from the overhead
Like
camera,
back?
it looks like they tapped it for shot there. They were hoping to move the back blue-yellow a little bit more, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that the blue is shot here.
so in turn with half a rock or less for yellow.
Yeah.
Looks like a good opportunity to
I think that's
really
max.
put the pressure back on Steve and Nancy here if the shot's made.
Looks like they're just throwing back 8 weight.
How much? Yep. Yes! Hard line!
Gotta go!
Hard line! Really hard! Hard, you gotta go! Hard! Hard! Hard, keep going! Hard, 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 hard!
Hard.
Over curled a touch, tapped it, but not far enough.
Like it.
Okay, gotta be a little careful, hey?
It looked like the weight was a little quiet on
Oh, yeah.
that one. Looks like Nancy and Steve should have a
Here or off this.
little tap here for 2 if they're careful.
It's there, but yeah, it's
Back 12,
they
back
almost
line.
have to play it off the back yellow,
So I'm
just to
better
make
off
sure they
keeping
don't run it
like
onto
a
their
still-
better
blue
off
and
to
end
go
up giving
by it
up
than
a
you
steal
are
of
gonna
1
do.
or even 2.
Just worried that it's always touching this.
It's not always touching that, but I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Okay. Probably a little more, actually.
Just through.
Yeah, because we're trying to hit so thin, right?
Yeah.
And you definitely want to err on the thin side of this for sure.
Absolutely. Just wick it almost sideways off the back of that yellow.
Definitely.
It'd almost be better for the miss to be
I think just
a complete
through, yeah.
flash
Yes.
than to tap it into the blue.
Yeah,
We're
agreed.
hit about just under a quarter.
It's hard.
Trying to hit just under a quarter. You can see Steve sweeping, so nobody holding the broom and throwing quiet weight. That's a pretty precise shot.
Yeah, it's a tough shot to throw without a broom down there and knowing what your tolerance is for sure.
Curl!
It looks pretty close.
Curl! Curl! Curl!
Oh, she's really close.
Okay.
Just a little light. I think the angle was perfect.
She just needed a whisper more.
Yeah.
Just a whisper.
So that's 1 for Laycock and Martin. So they take a 2-1 lead through 3. We're coming down to skip rocks on sheet 2, but in the second end, it was Monroe and Leung that took 2 to tie that game, with Van Amsterdam and Papley. On sheet 4, we're also getting towards the end of the third end, but in the second end, 1 scored by Brunton and Horgan to tie the game with Jones and Lang. And can't provide an update on sheet 1 just yet. We've got the teams kind of standing in front of the scoreboard, but we'll let you know when we know. So while we're getting ready here for the fourth end, we'll just take a minute to thank all the sponsors that made this event possible. As I mentioned, it's the prize purse is as big as it gets in mixed doubles in Canada, and that can't be done without the generous support of all the sponsors. First and foremost, Visions Electronics, Distinctive Homes, Mary's Popcorn Shop, Bow Valley Credit Union, Malcolm Hotel, Ridgewood, GDS, Wildlife Distillery, and the Rocky Mountain Soap Company. So thanks to all of the sponsors for helping this event continue into its 6th year. And the list of champions of this event are, as good as it gets in this sport. Morris, Homan, Dropkin, Corey Teese, Dropkin twice, I believe. And this year's champion, we can see from the field, is going to be one of the best of the best.
Line's good. Hold it out. Okay, line's good. Easy.
Okay, so first rock from Nancy Martin came up a little bit short, and we've seen that a few times in this game
Top 4.
from both teams, which gives that team with the hammer a great opportunity to sit too early in the end, and that's exactly what we have here.
Yeah, that was a great shot
Yeah.
there by Alex. Fully buried, top 4 center line. Can't get much better than
Overlapping center guards,
that.
yeah. So big shot here from Steve Laycock early in the end. So in sheet 2, Monroe and Leong did steal one in the third, so they've taken a 3-2 lead over Van Amsterdam and Papley, who last year were runners-up in this event.
Back 8.
Had a great run through a lot of really strong teams to the final, and the final was a terrific game. They had some great chances there.
No, it hasn't.
Close. Close.
Really heavy.
Straight.
Really
Nice
heavy.
shot from Steve and Nancy. They obviously are not able to remove any of their own guards out of play because of the rules of mixed doubles, so having to make a pretty precise draw there.
Wow, probably not.
Ended up back 4.
Not awful, yeah.
Really
long
good,
as the
really
yellows
good
aren't
shot to
overlapped.
freeze that back one. Only about a 1.5 foot of space there.
Yeah.
Speaking of the rules of mixed doubles there and removing rocks, you know, we're going to lean on you for your expertise, but you know, 3 rocks have to have been delivered, and then after that, the teams can start to remove rocks.
Yeah, so 3 delivered stones and then your 2 pre-positioned stones.
So at this point here, with this rock here that's coming down the sheet, could have been one that would remove some rocks, but obviously with Robichaud and Adams in a pretty good position here, they're going to keep play in the 4 foot.
Definitely.
You gotta go straight. Really hard. Stay on the front, but it's okay. Go, 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 go. No overlap.
Bounce it, bounce it, bounce it.
Okay.
Close to really good. I think they would have liked to have tapped that just a few more inches and had kind of that straight run back yellow onto blue available.
Yeah, kind of have it from both sides to get access to that back blue one. Right now the angles are still looking pretty good for them.
I think it makes it tough. Don't you? Like, even if you're here, it's pretty good, isn't
Well,
it?
then, yeah, they're probably not going to use our rock anyway, I guess. Okay.
I think we'll find out.
Yep.
So obviously Laycock and Martin are a little concerned about those angles, as you mentioned, which are setting up pretty good for the New Brunswick team. So they're going to throw a guard here, which might force Robichaud and Adams into using it to run back in, but we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, and those 2 blues that are out in front there now being, slightly overlapped. They don't really have access to the intern side one, so it would take a few rocks to make either one of those useful to them. And like Steve mentioned, it's still risky when you're trying to throw one of your oppositions back into the rings.
It's really curling late. Could accomplish what they were hoping for, though. Took that out-turn side away.
Yeah.
What, sorry? Run?
No, just tap the yellow.
I think we need to open something up.
I agree with Melissa here. They're
We need to open
going
something
to have
up,
to open
don't
something
you?
up here. I don't think that there's a tap on that out-turn side. I know it curls, but it's over-buried by more than a rock.
Yeah, it's from our vantage. You can see how hard that tap would be.
Oh, I guess maybe they're tapping intern side there.
But like, this is the way we
Still,
need to
I
get
like
that
Melissa's
out.
thinking there. Those
That way doesn't
yellows
help us.
above the tee line are set up really well, and got Laycock Martin in a pretty vulnerable position with their 1 rock behind the tee line. I think if you open it up, you've got lots of options.
Yeah, I do think that opening up would be the call here, but I'm behind the glass and they're the ones out there, so
Wait's close.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No line. No line.
A little heavy.
Whoa.
yeah, this looks
Close,
like it's a
close,
little
close.
hot.
Close. Whoa.
Curl.
Yep, curl. 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 Good. Yeah. Good.
So tapped it to an absolutely perfect spot. Pretty much any rock that comes into those yellows, that blue's going to fly out of there. The problem is there's 3 blues out there.
Okay.
And we just saw how much that tap curled. We've seen this draw a few times. It finishes pretty hard, so
That was clearing that
Steve
a
could
lot
really
of
get
balls
one
and
into the
power
top of the
comes in
button.
here.
Yeah, that looked like it had lots of good finish at the end there.
That's what I had on the one where I got here, right? I guess the lighter weight's probably
Like it has
it's still late enough finish, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's just a late finish.
just we don't have to get buried here, and if we rub it,
I understand.
I think it's important that this one is either made or left short, because you can see right now there's probably a shot for Alex and Melissa off their own to make the double
Yeah,
for
agreed.
4 if no rocks were thrown right now.
That's definitely one thing about doubles is ends happen so fast, and every shot, especially when there's precise angles in play, every shot is very important.
This one almost looks like it picked. It is curling
Gotta
really
go,
hard early.
Gotta go. I think he's got it. Nope.
It's gonna rub off the top blue.
Little spin back there.
Yeah.
Didn't end up terrible. It
So
does
you-
leave a window there.
Yeah, I think so. Window straight onto the yellow for the double, or, I mean,
Yeah.
no, blue
Well,
would
I
be
think
way
I can
too
get
thin.
here.
I think ultimately, the goal would be to maintain
Edge.
that you're going to get a deuce here, and
Probably
anything
about the
extra would
same,
be a
I'll just throw
bonus. So
less, right?
making sure you are at least converting your multiple.
I think that's what they're doing with this this call here, just trying to go exactly where Steve was just trying to go. Corner freeze, top button, ideally sit 2 with 5 in the 4-foot, so there might be options on Melissa's last.
Yeah, I just think Steve's had a slightly tighter line than what Alex's did, and Alex was able to get by the guard. But I do think that they both finished fairly hard.
Yeah.
Weight's good.
Whoa, whoa,
Little heavy.
whoa.
Rub off the rub.
Broke
Hey,
there
still
now.
got a curl though. Curl, 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 curl.
So trying to tick off the blue thin. Didn't get in there for second shot, but put it in a very usable spot.
I think that Steve and Nancy are going to have
It's the most
something off
dangerous
of
here.
the,
Probably there. If I don't throw, they
Off
have
of that
that.
yellow.
yeah, fairly flat, but
you get there
still get a
first,
second
flat
blue
roll.
one nibbling the button,
Yeah.
which
Even
make
if you're
it
into our
tough.
own, at least you've taken it. Well, then they'd have the other double, I guess.
Which other double? This one?
I still think if you make this with a flat roll is the best shot. That way, if they're coming off that, our rock's sitting here.
Okay.
And you don't need to get rid of this
What's it gonna
yellow
do here?
one, really.
Should
Like,
have a little finish.
it might even help be a catcher depending on how some of the angles work
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I think what Steve said, flat roll to the side of the
So?
button. Sit 2-3. Then if we rewind back to earlier in the end, I think you're gonna see that guard get run in to the yellows on the outturn side. But it might be the only shot left.
I
But
can get away with.
Like
Important to make
3/4,
this first.
2/3.
I suppose you do need to hit this rock fairly thick to get the flat roll, but they're saying 3/4, 2/3.
2/3 with firm.
2/3 of firm is great.
I think that'll kick their blue one out a little bit.
2/3, yeah.
Likely.
But it should leave their,
As long as they don't move it far, they.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Pretty close here.
Whoa! Yes! Hard!
Looks like it's more like half a rock here.
Good shot.
Moving that yellow over just a bit
Shot.
took away the run back
Draw.
into the yellows.
Do this.
A really good result there from
Or you
Nancy.
could play this for.
Yeah, great result.
Probably
I definitely thought that blue was going to
Probably
kick more,
doesn't-
but it
Mhm.
really didn't. And she only hit a good solid half.
Yeah, it came off the back of the yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If I hit the side though, I'm
think
gonna
you're fine.
still for shot.
I think so. I
Okay,
think
so
you don't
this
need to
is
throw a bullet here.
so what Steve said. This would leave the double off of that one, but the rock Nancy threw is not really going to go anywhere. So right into the side of the button. Definitely a shot for 2.
Yeah.
But that great shot by Nancy's taken away the opportunity for a
9.
really big end.
It's about a half, 2/3. Sure.
Is that too much?
No, I think that's good.
So we're on sheet 4. Jones and Lang took 2 in the third, so they're leading 3-1 against Brenton and Horgan. Sorry, that was sheet 4. Over on sheet 1, Gamble and Kaltoff are out to a really strong start against Sluchinski, and Sluchinski having taken 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and stealing 3 in the third for a 6-0 lead. With that said, Sluchinski sitting 3 buried with another rock on the 12-foot, so sitting 4 at the moment there on the 4th end. So just got a little bit outside on that hit and roll attempt. So I think they've kicked the rocks away, but I think it was 1 for Melissa and Alex.
Yeah, I think so.
So we've got a tie game through 4 ends. Martin and Laycock will have the hammer in the 5th.
Ooh. So back over to sheet 1 there. We've got Sluchinski
Yeah.
3 buried, and looks like they'll have a shot for 4.
Yeah, draw
like
the
that.
8-foot for 4. Kaltoff Gamble there just ticked the guard, ticked another one coming in, did manage to get out the 1 rock that I mentioned was in the 12-foot, but still left Sluchinski with 3 in the 4-foot, and
It's over
enjoying the
the guard.
hammer here.
Oh yeah, it's all over the guard.
It's the thing,
Sorry.
anything can happen at any time in doubles. No,
Yeah.
no lead is safe. It looks like Melissa's coming up light here on this first shot. So again, the first shot of the end has been not the desired outcome.
Yeah, it's been the theme of the game, and I think that's partly the reason why we've seen 4 singles in a row. The big end, we just can't get it built without that first rock in the right spot on both sides. So opportunity here for Nancy to sit
Hold
2
there.
buried.
Okay, clean, clean, Steve. Line's good.
And the last
Nice,
two ends,
good,
both
yes!
Back button.
last rock throwers both having tough
Okay,
opportunities
then.
to score a deuce.
Top 4.
Taking it a bit.
Curl. Curl. Oh. Oh, sit, rock. Sit.
Okay, it's fine.
Try to tap a little bit, eh?
Or just dead freeze is pretty good.
Okay.
We'll be 2.
So Nancy made that nice top button draw there. Again, fully buried and 2
Wait
guards
close.
out front overlapped. It's a little deja vu
Yeah,
from the
over
last
there.
end,
Yeah.
except the rock colors have,
Yeah,
are reversed.
You gotta go. Hold it. Hard. Hard.
On sheet 2, Papley and Van Amsterdam took 3 in the 4th to go up 4-3 against Monroe and Leong. And as Steve was mentioning earlier, Monroe is the cousin of Gagne Morissette. And Gagne Morissette currently are only a few points behind Papley and Van Amsterdam in the race for one of those final qualifying spots. So he mentioned that Monroe could certainly help out their cousin's team with a win here today against Van Amsterdam and Papley, so we'll keep a close eye on that.
Hey, line straight. Line's really good.
T-line.
Curl. I like to curl it. Curl. Curl.
T-line.
Curl. Curl. Perfect. Great
Really
shot.
good shot there from Steve Laycock to sit
Don't
3
love
buried.
Okay.
Yeah, great shot. Great sweep to get that one to curl and tuck a little under. The angles on those front two yellows seem to have improved a little bit just with,
Not
I
looking
guess
good right
Alex
now.
would have racked on that. Just meaning that
Kind of like
there's a chance
tapping the
that,
top blue.
that one of those might come back into the,
Yeah.
the pile in the middle,
Think that's similar
whereas
weight,
before
pretty
they're
good.
Same way,
missing
yeah.
over top.
Tough to tell how close they are, but from here it looks like they might be close enough where something on the out-turn side could drag the tighter guard into the 4-foot area, but looks like they're opting for quieter option here.
Okay, line's
Another
better.
setup shot to get them
Line's
something.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, weight's good.
Try to corner freeze the shot
Backing.
rock,
Whoa.
which is very
Coming
precise,
over.
but corner freezing the
Curl.
top one would probably be
Close
beneficial
again.
as well.
Gotta curl a lot.
Gotta go.
Gotta curl. Keep curling. Curl. Okay.
Pretty good shot there, actually. Good outcome.
Yeah.
Yellow's accessible still on the
Do
in-turn,
you ever play this or no?
and at least
I mean, it's
push
awesome if I make it.
that top
Yeah,
4-foot
let's just
rock
go
to
here.
the
That's
tee
pretty
line.
good. You know this.
Okay.
Same?
Same, yeah.
So a little piece of that rock that Alex just threw is behind cover.
So even if I make
They
that,
briefly
that's
looked
good.
at in-turn trying to cross the face and tap that out. But they are going to throw the out-turn here, which will leave that in-turn for Alex and Melissa to use.
Okay, more room.
Top 4.
More room. It's better.
Yeah,
Light.
kinda
Okay.
looked like Steve had
Drag it.
kind of set that one out to the broom, and it just
Straight.
looked like it was going to carry
Straight,
that line a
Steve.
bit
Get
longer.
straight. 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 Straight.
Managed to
Hard.
get it into that curl, though.
Okay.
Yeah, did it ever?
It's another rock buried behind those guards.
They pile up quick.
I think I'm always clipping 7.
I think if it had stopped about a foot higher, they would be able to use it into the yellow if necessary.
Like you're losing your shooter?
No, I think we're just tapping. We're just tapping and trying to sit there.
I
Yeah,
find at this point in the end, I'm always looking at the other end to count how many rocks
Right?
we've got left.
Yeah.
It goes so quick.
It can be tricky to
Shooters
remember
rolling in.
sometimes, and then with obviously the 2 rocks just
We're
pulled
doing
out of
this.
play for each team, you look down and you got to do the count once in a while. But this late in the end here, Morgan,
No.
wondering what your
No,
opinion
HMD
is here.
Wide open.
I like that they're thinking tap. I think it's too late to start blasting and
Here,
getting
we're
rid
rolling
of
like here.
blues.
And we're tapping
So even
it
though there's a
there.
risk of leaving the blues around, it might be their
Think that
best
gives
way
us
out of
options.
trouble.
Yeah, I agree,
If I
especially
make
while
the
they still
double,
have
great, he's
access
just playing that and
to
sitting
this
free.
yellow on the in-turn
This
side.
dead stuff's here, and you've got to loop around, make it
You
your
know,
shot.
Although you don't want to give up a big end, it is, unlikely that you'll be able to
Same
get
kind of weight, yeah.
rid of 2 and prevent more than a deuce here by blasting. So
Yeah, the only other thing I see is that out turn, kind of peel weight, hit the 1 and the 4 foot on the tee line as thin as you can and see if you get 2 or 3 moving, but you're also flirting with flashing then at that point, and then all of a sudden it's 5 buried. So I like this,
Yeah.
keep some rocks in play and see how things continue to develop.
Okay, well right now.
Weight's good.
Stay close.
Weight's really good.
Close, Chip.
Little light.
Yes! Really gonna go. Hard. Hold the line. Hard. You gotta roll off. Hard. Hard. Go, 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 go. Roll, 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 roll.
were trying to tap there on yellow, but tapped the blue one that was in the 8-foot, which actually opened it up and provides Steve and Nancy a chance to tap another one in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that was probably a few feet light on weight if they were trying to.
Yeah.
Okay, so just like back 8, back 4.
Do you agree?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, just back 8. So with that, we were going here before.
Okay.
The rocks don't seem super lively with any kind of tap.
No. Yeah, I think you're right there. You know, Curling Canada, the ice making team, they come in and sharpen the rocks and make sure they're ready to go, but they are still the rocks that are just used for general play here in Banff. And you know, at most clubs with those striking bands aren't going to be jumping off each other like we see on TV sometimes.
Yeah.
Back 12, back 8.
Okay, whoa.
Back 8.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Steve's gonna go here. Goodbye.
Hard! You're so close! Hard!
It's going to just rub. Oh, they got by.
Bye.
Picked that one.
Yeah.
That's the second time I think that rock has picked Steve's last one. They just said that one did. I thought the one in the last end may have. So, you know, with those 2 rocks on the sidelines, maybe they'll think about swapping one out for that rock.
I think you want to just high-side it a little bit, because otherwise they're going to have a run, right?
Freeze it so that if they make something, at least they probably get rid of those too.
I think if you, like to freeze it, you'd have to hit here,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm thinking.
I don't.
Okay, whatever you think.
Well, I'm just thinking if you high-side it a little bit, just bring this here and leave your 3 here.
Yeah.
They don't really have much.
Okay.
So by Alex and Melissa just keeping some rocks in play throughout this end, they've got now an opportunity to tap for maybe second shot, leave a couple in the 4-foot, and again avoid what could have been a big end.
I always find it interesting when they choose to have someone holding the broom or when they choose to defer to the sweeper.
The other option is just guard this.
I know my wife and I don't have someone hold the broom in the house. We sweep for each other.
Yeah.
But I know that's different than, say, you know, some of the top teams like Gallant, Peterman, Dropkin, Teese. They jump up and sweep their own rocks often.
Well, and if you've got Brett Gallant on your team, you may as well use him.
That's fair.
as your sweeper. But yeah, I prefer to sweep and to have a sweeper for my rocks, unless, you know, I might hold the broom the odd time if there's an upweight hit where I might not be that useful anyway, but yeah, generally. I always found it hard to pop up and chase my rock down and judge it. And
Yeah. We kind of see mixed across the sheets here right now. Van Amsterdam, Papley sweeping for each other.
Yeah.
Joan Lang just swept his own. Melissa sweeping her own here.
Back eight.
Moving some rocks around.
Pretty good. Actually in there for second shot.
Yeah.
It's a great result. It's just what did they leave?
Yeah, you can see that intern side a little bit better than I can from your angle. Is there an opportunity for Steve to get close to nose there?
I don't think so. It is just tucked probably a eighth of a rock under.
Yeah.
A fifth of a rock.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if they, you know, they are taking a look at it. But I do wonder if they smashed this rock, you know, half a rock or less, if it's going to kick over and at least move that yellow out, come off of that T-line blue rock.
I think you'd get a lot of blues moving, though, which could be
a
bit of a risk.
But I don't think you're giving...
You're probably always scoring.
Yeah.
The one you run in is going to stay somewhere in that area, but...
Should.
I don't think that's in play. Like, I think if you're doing that, you weren't making it anyway.
So what are you seeing, like bumper with this guy? Or hack?
Probably hack. And I'm seeing the Piolate one easier.
Yeah. I think so.
You're not wrong on this one too, though. Like,
It's like, this one is like quarter,
Are you
half.
and Becky playing in any doubles
It's
events
just a
this
matter
year?
of this.
We are not. No, this is traditionally the only one that we play in.
Still,
But obviously, with it
Yeah, you
being
could do
trials
quite a bit of damage
qualifier
there,
and
actually.
Curling Canada taking over, CTRS points were the way to get in, and obviously I think we had 1.5 points one year, but that's as high as we've been.
I disagree.
Yeah, this
I
has
think
been a
skinny-
great event over the years to have in our backyard, so to speak. Living in Cochrane, we're just an hour down the road.
With a pretty good mixed doubles league at our club. I know.
Yeah, we actually made it open doubles so that it's just easier to find subs. We're not a competitive league or anything. Just trying to keep people playing. And
Yeah.
I played with a female partner last year, so Sarah Evans. She's a longtime teammate of mine. Played in women's club championships with her, and we've curled together now for, I think we decided this was our 15th season together in some capacity. So yeah, we played in that doubles league last year, and had a great time with it. And now we're playing back on a ladies team at the Calgary Curling Club on Tuesday nights. So
Oh, nice.
maintaining our streak.
Yeah, Sarah was part of your team that won Canadian Club Championships.
Yeah, that's right.
like I'm trying to get this guy high of this blue though, right? I feel like
Now
half
they're
might get him
looking
that way.
at some run
If I-
backs up
if I'm
front,
2/3,
which
it's a
is
pretty good
sending
chance I
in
get it here. And there-
yellow rocks.
It's definitely like the angle it's on right now. It's a little bit that way of it.
Okay.
I think they might have landed on the double run back, double raise. And if that blue one does go between the blue and the yellow, touching the forefoot, it could be a pretty big end.
There you go. Those two yellows are coming into play now. Yeah. So sometimes it is hard to keep track of what shot they're going to throw with no one holding the broom. Looks like Nancy's going to over curl on this one.
One.
And so again, just one. So Laycock and Martin take a 3-2 lead. But that was certainly a very exciting end with pretty much every rock in play, angles moving around, both teams kind of on the ropes at one point. And here we are in the sixth end. Adams Robichaud down one with the hammer. Looks like Monroe and Leong took one in the fifth, so they're tied against Van Amsterdam and Papley. 4-4 playing the sixth end. Slachinski stole another one after making that draw for 4 in the fourth. They stole one in the fifth, so that game all of a sudden 6-5 playing the sixth end.
All right. Will this be the end?
I think we are due for a multiple score one way or the other here.
I also think Nancy's due to make this first shot here. Looks close.
Line's good, Rim. Line's
we haven't
perfect.
seen yet is the power play be put into use.
Curl.
It'd be interesting to see in 7 and 8 if that's something they choose to do, either because one team's behind or because they have a lead and they're just trying to kind of keep the big end away from the forefoot.
Definitely. Nice shot by Nancy there. I think it looked like the Christie's team on sheet 1 there did use the power play against Lachinsky in the 5th end and ended up giving up a steal, but sometimes you want to invoke that power play to change momentum of the game. I sometimes use it just, if things just aren't working for us end after end, let's just change it up and get something different. And then other times it can throw the other team off, and if they don't make their first shot, you do have, in my opinion, an easier time at getting your deuce and keeping your rocks separated.
Really good shot from Melissa here. Top 8 on the center line. Angles are pretty good. I think she would have loved that to be frozen on the blue, but all in all, again, in a good spot to be used as the end goes on.
Very.
We can see these rocks stack up pretty quickly here. Steve's trying to corner freeze with the other turn on the yellow. Just keep their angles on that side just as good.
Yeah, and with the high probability of a guard getting run into the pile at some point, that's why you'd like to see those frozen to guarantee more success of your rock sticking around and your opposition's leaving. Oh, I like how this is stacking up already.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of these teams will need the other team to get the angle wrong before that guard comes in, because right now both of them have set it up so well, there's no getting to that shot rock.
Yeah. If I tick the blue, it's pretty good too.
Yeah, that works too.
So back 4, I think they're just trying to tap the rock that Melissa just threw.
Touch more.
Either right onto the blue or potentially move that blue a touch to just behind the tee line.
Whoa.
And we're looking for
Thinking
back
heavy.
4 weight.
No.
This looks a little hot.
Never.
The last end, Melissa
Close.
and Alex were both getting caught a little bit on maybe a couple feet less weight than they intended, and therefore a little bit of an overcurl. So he did give this a good chance.
Okay.
I believe at the right weight there.
So those angles change now. So you can see Steve looking at that guard. He could run it right into the one Alex just threw, and potentially make a thin double. He could run it into the blue, likely jam everything that way.
I think that's way too risky a try. I think we just get nose or hair inside.
You'd have to miss it bad to touch ours, but
What's that?
you'd have to miss it bad to touch ours. Your nose or sliver high, you're making this.
I do love
I missed by
Nancy's
this
honesty.
Yeah, both of them, Steve and Nancy, pretty clear when,
Yep.
when they've got something in their mind, which probably makes them a great team.
Like nose is better anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, nose is great. It just can't
No, I hear
be an
you.
inch high nose. That's why it's here or this.
Okay, what kind of weight are you seeing?
Like, just enough to kill it, hack. Think it's going to move.
Should have negotiated backrests into my contract here.
Yeah, they used to have nice cushioned chairs, but now we're on the steel bleachers. So similar to last end when Melissa and Alex were trying to keep rocks in play to avoid a big end, Steve's going to throw this quietly, make sure his shooter sticks around. He's not worried about making the double, not even trying to actually. Just a little hit and roll under.
Here, big.
Roll right now. Curl, curl, curl. Close, clean, straight. Straight, straight, straight. Good. Perfect.
Really nice shot. And they said nose or hair under. That's what they did, but they have left that double for Alex. Probably just a hair high Obviously some risk, he could run it into either one of his yellows, but a really big opportunity for them to sit 2 and get that blue off the top of the button.
Thanks, Al.
And even if you
9-5.
end up clipping yours at the back there, it wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
terrible. It would make that blue that's shot easier to
3/4 is pretty
vacate
close,
the
eh?
button if needed later on. But
Yeah. I think a little bit of a roll under there from Steve might have worked out better, but
Need more. I need way more. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely agree. A little roll under would have been nice because this way Alex's shooter might stick around and be usable for them later. Looks like the line is running a little full here.
that was definitely the risk. Just got that a little bit out. Still sitting second shot, but pretty lonely in the back 4 there now. Over on sheet 4, Jones and Lang took 2 in the 5th, so they have a 5-2 lead, playing the 6th.
How do you get a rock there?
What?
How do you get a rock there?
Wait, I threw one there. You threw one there too, I think. I threw one there anyway. You threw one here. I remember you throwing it there.
Yeah, but you just showed out here.
Okay, well, cross it then if you want. I mean, the other
I don't
option.
think we
the
need.
other,
I don't think we need to be that far out.
what are you guarding?
They're
What are you guarding?
freeze. That's why I'm thinking get it here. As soon as we're up here, that's when they can get a big looper around
Well,
it.
if you go there, they freeze here for shot.
Good. They're not shot rock, and you're throwing to a back
Yeah,
end.
if they're here, they're shot. Yeah.
That's not a freeze.
Okay, anyways.
Like if they're here, they're not shot. I like here.
Okay.
Don't seem to
Like
be
just into the white?
on the same page on this call just yet. Seem to be deferring to kind of thrower's choice, which a lot of teams will do when there's not full agreement, but I think they're trying to come top 12, just tuck a little bit and make that draw to the side of the button a little more difficult.
Yeah, I can kind of see both of their points of view there. Looks like
Hey, line's great.
definitely got it out
Should slip out of
there.
there. Clean.
Take guard top 12.
Okay, whoa. Clean. Straight.
Line looks really good from over here.
It does.
Are you trying to just here then? Whoa. Okay, that's good.
They just didn't want to put it in a spot where they thought they'd give Alex and Melissa a chance to go around it and just give them a free guard. And that shot probably is there to the side of the button, but then the run back on the rock Steve just threw would be very short and very makeable.
Yeah. Wow. I should stick pretty much in the way.
Guard tight.
Yeah. If I pick the guard, it's awful. So.
Yeah. Go here.
Okay.
Get up here here. It gives me something. Try to get shot.
Yeah. A little more. Need more.
14 close. You like there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are trying to draw around side of the button shot rock. Even if this is made well, though, Steve and Nancy are going to have a shot to probably take
close.
control.
Stay close.
Yeah, they gotta be careful here. I do see what Melissa's saying, that if it's left a little high, then she'll have something to work with there.
Yeah.
But
Get better.
it is a very precise shot again,
Whoa, whoa. What's
as
the
most shots are at this stage of the game in doubles. So,
Really good weight. Look at this shot.
wow.
Wow.
I do believe that is what both Steve and Nancy were trying to discourage on that previous shot of Steve's. with that late finish, and
I think he's got enough of the one he threw top 12 though to throw, almost any weight he wants right onto the yellow.
yeah, it looks like it's almost fully. Might be an edge tucked under.
So maybe just like a good hack weight, try and move them out of the forefoot, sit 2. It's a big shot here from Nancy. What she doesn't want to do is open up any opportunity for Melissa to get the second shot rock off the button. Giving up 1 here in 6 is probably okay, but you don't want to give up 2 or 3.
Room right now.
D-line.
Room. Curl. Whoa, straight. Okay, tapping, curl.
Okay.
So I
Good weight.
think they were originally trying to come around that and freeze, but then it started to curl once Steve kind of got his broom going. So they switched to the tap, but it didn't quite curl enough for that. But it has made it really hard to get in there and move that blue at all. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
like, just at first glance, I don't think there is a shot for 2. This could just be
Yeah, I agree with
a
you.
toss
Scott.
it to
I
the
don't think
boards.
there's anything here. It kind of seemed they were.
I think they're actually trying to practice the draw to the wing if the power play does get played later in the game. So I think they are throwing this away, but they want to see what that path is going to do.
Smart move.
Yeah.
One yellow.
So again, for the 6th end in a row, we've got a single, and it is 3-3 after 6, and Laycock and Martin will have the hammer playing 7. We're getting a score update on sheet 1 right now. Kaltoff and Gamble have taken 3 in what is a very high scoring game, and they've taken a 9-5 lead playing 7 against Slaczynski and Slaczynski. Jones and Lang, Brunton and Horgan still playing the 6th. A reminder, that scores 5-2 for Jones and Lang playing the 6th. And on sheet 2, Papley and Van Amsterdam took 1 in the 6th to regain a 1-point lead, so they're up 5-4 playing 7.
You got to be in the
Monroe and
middle.
Leong have the hammer there.
No, line's good. You got room. Just for weight. Lots of room. It's way out there.
Okay, gotta go.
Okay, go then. Gotta curl. Has to curl a lot. Whoa. Whoa.
It's that all-important first shot of the end in mixed doubles here.
Whoa. Curl.
Looks like it's finishing nicely.
Yep.
So almost back to the back one.
Are they froze?
No, there's about a foot separation. Like freeze is really good.
Okay.
13-6 on that one.
Pardon?
13-6 on that one.
Yeah.
13-6 to the tee line. Seems like the ice is probably slowing down here as the game's gone on.
Well, and when you've got such a big amount of curl, you're going to see that the ice is going to be a little bit slower. It's hard to explain that to some of our club curlers
Yeah.
at home.
But the rock is traveling farther, even though it's going from your hand to the tee line.
But most of our club curlers enjoy straight ice, so
Well, they're not getting that in Cochrane
they
this
are.
year.
So therefore they are not happy with me. But yeah, it sometimes can be hard to keep all of the different curlers at your club happy.
Yeah. Okay, so they called for the freeze from Nancy. Obviously really close, just a few inches short, but right in front of the tee line and in a fantastic spot for that rock to count by the time we get to the end of the end. Alex and Melissa switching over to the other side, gonna throw the in-turn and try to corner freeze the rock that Nancy just played, and then we will get back into the angles game that made last end so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Just tap that a bit.
Great shot.
Yeah, to a really good spot.
The more we simplify it, the easier it is to give them a point at the end, right?
Okay.
So it sounds like Steve and Nancy are trying to give up a single point so that they can carry Hammer into the 8th end
Sliver high.
and be the first team to convert a multiple in
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, so this is a strategy we see in the 4-person game often too. Do you want to be down 1 with the hammer or up 1 without? Obviously a lot of the top teams prefer down 1 with, and that's what Steve's talking about here. A little bit high side. And just missed the run back. Van Amsterdam on sheet 2, throwing an absolute bullet. And I'm not sure if he made it. It looked pretty close to making that double for a couple points, but we will update you when we see the score go up.
I was just thinking with Melissa and Alex here from New Brunswick. Carl Moncton is hosting the senior Canadian Championships right now, and I believe that both the Alberta men's and Alberta women's teams made it through to the semifinals.
Ooh, very nice.
A little heavy.
Steve's going to fact check us on that, but
Freeze the pocket.
some pretty good teams.
Let it curl a bit. Yep, straight.
So I know you've got some experience curling out east. Did you ever play against Melissa?
I did,
Yeah.
yeah, way back in the day. I actually lived in New Brunswick in 2005, 2006 curling season, curling with Andrea Kelly. We were in juniors and we lost our junior provincial, and we still were able to make the deadline to enter women's provincials, and we said enough of that losing, and we ended up, I believe we played Melissa probably in the semifinal, but we would have played her a couple of times that year. And we ended up winning the provincial final.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive run for a junior team to be able to bounce back from the heartbreak of losing a junior provincial final and kind of get yourselves back together and go on and win a women's provincial final in the same year.
Yeah, it was thrilling, I would say.
I bet.
Yeah.
And that was your first time going to the Scotties, so I
It
imagine that
was.
was
Yeah.
fantastic.
So I had moved to New Brunswick to play with Andrea, as they were the reigning Canadian junior champions. I joined them as their alternate at Worlds. And with one of the players on the team aging out of juniors, I made the leap.
Nice.
And yeah, we kind of expected, get another crack at the Canadian juniors, but, being at the Scotties during the 25th anniversary year of
Yeah, might as well make the jump when you can. But
it was a great experience.
yeah.
One I'll definitely remember.
So we saw Steve Laycock make a great run double there. And now they've got 3 in the 4-foot. And it looks like they're going to get their wish and keep this end pretty clean and simple.
More.
With Alex trying to throw the double here as well.
Yeah.
This is hanging out there a bit though. And just picks the top one. Does leave that yellow rock in a really good spot, though. He may have actually just been trying to pick the top one and leave that back one as a catcher for this.
Yeah. I actually
was
think
thinking
Melissa
keep it
is a
300
former
play.
Canadian junior champion herself.
I think you're right. Actually, we'll have to see if our stats man here next to us can get that info. But I recall last time she was in the Scotties, I think they were talking about that.
Yeah, I'd hate to not move that far enough, though.
Okay. Okay, so back.
So Jones
Back
and
eight,
Lang
then.
on sheet 4 stole 2 in the 6, so they're up 7-2, playing 7, and it looks like Brunton and Horgan elected to go with the power play.
Oh. Curl.
Back 8, back 12.
Curl. Curl it. Curl. 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 Curl.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
they're
fine.
Make you okay
trying to
now?
tap that yellow, tapped it right onto the one that was back 4, leaving Robichaud and Adams shot at the back of the button. I almost think a freeze on the blue one, pretty much exactly where that last rock was, be a good spot. So in the women's playoff, we have confirmed that in the club's senior championships that Team Alberta has indeed made the women's gold medal game against Joanne Rizzo out of Ontario, who, as we know, is a multiple-time Scotties participant as well for both Ontario and Northwest Territories.
Nice easy
And
10.
of course, I think the
gotta hit
lead on
this one
Team Alberta is Corey Morris, who is an Olympic silver medalist.
That's right.
And in the men's gold medal game, we have Team Alberta against Team Saskatchewan. So Morgan, you were right. The Team Alberta senior club teams have made quite the run and will be guaranteed some hardware. The men's bronze medal game, it's New Brunswick, Odisha, not sure which Odisha that is, Grant I'm guessing.
Grant is the skip of that team.
And
yeah.
Neufeld from Manitoba, so that's a name that we're all very familiar with.
Yeah. Hard to find a team from Manitoba that doesn't have a Neufeld on it at any championship.
Little hut. Little left.
Close. Yeah. Yes.
You may have heard some applause there in the background. It sounds like Team Gamble and Kaltoff made a really good shot to sit a couple against Lachinsky in the 7th there. And meanwhile on our sheet, a terrific hit and roll frozen by Melissa there to sit 2. And we heard earlier in the end that their strategy was to give 1, so my guess is they will just be hitting that 1 on the button. And we also have confirmation that Melissa Adams was not only a Canadian junior champion, but a world junior champion representing New Brunswick, and she won that in Thunder Bay with the home crowd.
There you go.
Yeah, that other one is through your curls. Take a little bit of ice.
Nancy taking a second here to get reset in the hack.
Yeah, really important shot, because if their strategy was to give 1, the last thing she's going to want to do here is hit and stay and take 1.
Or miss it altogether and give up a steal of 2.
Yeah.
Definitely not a
Oh.
gimme.
I don't know if that was something under her rock or just something uncomfortable with her slide, but she certainly did not love that delivery and release.
Should be okay here.
hits and rolls out. She did a really good job to save that. You could hear a little bit of frustration in her voice as she was sliding, so she managed to get that online and make the shot. So it's a steal of 1 for Adams and Robichaud. They take a 4-3 lead after 7. And Laycock and Martin will, to your point earlier, they will hope to break the streak of single points here in the 8th, having given up that 1 point on purpose. And sheet 2, Leong and Monroe took 2 in the 7th. So they've taken a 1 point lead. They're up 6-5. Playing the 8th, Van Amsterdam and Papley obviously will have the hammer there. Not sure what the result of the 7th then on sheet 1 was, but it was enough to lead to handshakes. So Kaltoff and Gamble will defeat Sluchinski. And sheet 4, Jones and Lang against Brunton and Horgan still playing the 7th. Lots of rocks in play. That will mean the end of the road for Team Sluchinski there, who are, I believe, are defending Alberta mixed doubles champions. So obviously it shows the caliber of this field, that a team that good, and obviously Aaron going to the Briar last year, they're out on Saturday just because of how good this field is. Gamble and Kaltoff with that win will move on to play Jim Cotter and his daughter and their great mixed doubles team today at 2 o'clock in Canmore. The winner of that game will move into the round of 12 in the playoffs, and the loser of that game, their road here at the Rocky Mountain mixed doubles will be done.
Familiar names across the draw here.
And some big names already qualified to the A side. Gagne and Morissette, who we mentioned earlier. A big weekend here would go a long way into helping them with their points and trying to qualify for the Olympic trials. They're well on their way, having made the quarterfinals as A qualifiers. And then, of course, Laura Walker and Kirk Myers. They are also through as an A qualifier to Sunday's quarterfinal. I'm almost certain, have already qualified for the Olympic trials. And a reminder that it's not necessarily the winner of this event who will get the berth in the trials, but it is the highest placing team that has not already qualified. So for an opportunity for some of these teams to go as far as they can, and that might be enough.
You got room. Whoa, it's way out.
Weight's good.
It's way out.
How's mine?
It's coming. Still a lot of curl to do. Coming nice.
Yeah, let's curl a lot.
Okay. Curl.
So obviously Laycock and Martin went with the power play here. There's like a lot of play over there on the side, but a great shot there from Alex to come around that center guard. I'd say both teams are pretty pleased with how this end is setting up. Obviously, Team New Brunswick there has one undercover. They can use that to either try to steal or force Martin and Laycock, but obviously Laycock and Martin have 2 undercover under the corner. So as long as they can dig that one out of the 4-foot, they would be in a pretty good position to get their deuce.
I think just rip it then. I don't even think you want to sit here because then they loop for their last
Yeah,
shot.
just don't want to get super skinny on it either.
No, just straight peel.
So straight peel, put the pressure back on the teams from New Brunswick to put that guard back in the perfect spot. And you heard they want their shooter out of play completely. They don't want to roll just 2 feet and give the New Brunswick team an opportunity to come around that and basically seal off that entire corner guard side of the sheet.
Just a straight peel here from Steve and
Yep.
Nancy. Looks like this is coming up a bit.
Whoa! Roll it.
Ooh.
Okay.
So did make the double, but left that center guard, which is what they were trying to avoid.
At least it's their color now. They need to use it, but
Yeah. Which might be why Melissa's starting to look over here at the corner, because you can see a little bit of that rock that's top 12 try and hit and roll behind the center.
it's almost like she knew that this power play was going to go to that side when she practiced that draw coming back.
Right, that's all. You like that? I don't mind it.
I think I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw that practice draw
Kinda
that she
same
threw did
depth, a
not
little
move a
deeper.
lot from the inside out. And that's kind of their concern here.
It did have a lot of late finish to it, but it was short of the rings. So
So they've opted just to come around and make this perfect draw.
Touch more.
Probably full top four, maybe biting the top button, splitting the center line.
Work if you can.
That's mine.
Get a curl.
Yeah, lots of room by this guard.
I think you gotta go deep now. For line. Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. Curl, curl, curl.
very similar to that draw Alex made in the sixth end.
Yeah. So he did get it about half buried, 2/3 buried.
This too.
Half to 2/3 buried.
They don't really have a good place to split the rings either, right?
If you end up stuffing it here, you're not going to be right in front of it.
You won't
so
be
it's
right in
not-
front of
it's
it,
not
yeah.
bad.
So just an update in
I think
sheet
so.
4. Jones and Lang have defeated Brunton and Horgan. So Jones and Lang will move on to a B qualifier, and Brunton and Horgan will drop into the C bracket, and they've got another chance. They're going to play here in Banff at 2 o'clock today. Laycock with another run back, trying to get that one off the back of the button. Not super important to get the one on the back of the button. The peel is far more important here. And that's what they have made.
Yeah. A little more than edge of 4.
Okay, so switching
more.
gears here for Adams and Robichaud. Instead of guarding the shot rock, I think because it's behind T-line, they're going to shift over and try and draw a second shot near those two blue rocks behind the corner. And this is a play ideally to force Laycock and Martin and go to the extra end with the hammer.
Yep.
Now, do you think if that rock was top button that they would try to guard it and go for the steal and the win right here in 8? Or do you think they'd still play this?
I don't. I do think that they would still be playing this to. It's just dangerous to leave those two counters in there, and I think this is a good way to defend against that by sitting 2, not set up a double. Just a different way of bringing that force
It
in.
is a little bit heavier, and they overestimated how much it would curl to the wing. And it's going to slide
In the beak?
for
I think so.
4th shot.
I like that.
So a big opportunity missed there.
We know this from
Anything in
earlier,
the 8 foot there would pretty well be good enough, but it's just a few feet heavy. So now Laycock and Martin have a chance to hit, probably roll away a touch, and sit 3.
Yeah, I definitely think that roll away is the call here.
Yeah, nose or anything to the inside gives New Brunswick the out, and they'll be able to hit and roll buried.
Like if we did that, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. nothing right now. You're going to have to curl it, Steve. Steve, curl. Hard, Steve. Hard, you got to go. Hard.
Oh, sticking around
Hard.
here is important. And that is not, and jammed.
Okay.
Sorry.
That is a big turn of events. Shooter rolls out, yellow one jams on its own and goes from fourth shot to second shot. Gives New Brunswick that chance to get back in here and try to force. I wonder if the ice is straightening out just a touch. It's a few in a row that we've seen on the undercurl side.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
Even if we freeze
Just a
on
bit
the
of a lapse there.
That's not, no.
Not great.
No.
It would be shy, is what I'm saying.
In
We
the
gotta touch
Monroe-Leon
Yeah,
Papley
gotta
Van
touch it.
Amsterdam game, they are down to the final rocks of the eighth end. Monroe-Leon have a 1-point lead without the hammer. And our sitting shot, however, Papley and Van Amsterdam have a probably just a half rock pick for 3 or 4 and the win, but it's got to be made first.
Take it a little soft. Hold it out. Hold it out.
Melissa's last
Okay,
rock
get
here
in.
on its way down. The line looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yes, line.
And it's got lots
Lots of room.
of room.
Go.
It's got to be fully in the 8 foot. Has to be shot rock.
Go. Really hard.
What a shot.
Yeah, terrific judge on the sweep too. That is shot rock. No easy way to get it out.
Is ever just like a back line?
It's in a great spot.
Very thin to hit it over top of that blue because you can't touch the blue that's on the tee line there.
And even then, it's just for one.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't. This will be okay.
With how thin you'd have to hit this.
yeah.
It'd be
So
tough, but
they're talking back
Yeah,
line.
doesn't
Not
have
enough
to.
to get through.
and hope that your
The
shooter
draw or
sticks
the- you wanna
around.
Try that chisel.
Let's go timeout.
The other shot they could look at here, they're going to call a timeout, bring the coach out. They are one of the teams that does have a coach with them. Is kind of a nose run back on that yellow corner guard and try and plant the blue. Not sure it would be second
You almost have
shot,
to play
and a
this
high
with,
likelihood it
like,
would probably
firm back
roll off in
line,
some way.
hit
But
it thin.
Yeah, I think you're right there,
don't have
Scott.
to
I
move
don't
it
think
far.
that that
Yeah,
will.
it's
Well,
gotta
you
be-
have to
you
move
got- you
it
have to be
at
at
an
least-
angle.
You got to be at
thin.
least back 12 if you're playing it.
we'll listen in here to their discussion with their coach.
I think
Pretty easy, but
I think so. I mean, if you hit it too thick, you're probably still 1.
Yeah.
If it over curls, you're probably doing that for 1 too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys seeing for line then? Like center line with like
She was here on the draw.
yeah. So center line with like
You just
Good
gotta be a
back
little
line?
careful you don't get to the line too quick because it's going to curl hard to the
no,
wing.
I know.
Yeah.
So probably here.
Just outside it, out there.
But what kind of weight am I? I got to be good back line, right?
Backline-ish. I think
Yeah.
you can throw
Okay.
pretty-
Okay.
It's important here that, if this shot isn't made perfect, that they still score their single to go to the extra.
Yeah, and they discussed that with the coach. They feel that the risk here is pretty low, that if they hit the yellow too thick, they'll roll their shooter in for 1. If it overcurls and they chap the blue, they think it'll still spin the shooter in for 1. So, yeah, they've decided on this back line chip and stay.
Okay.
Closer to hack.
Okay. Whoa.
It's a little more weight than they wanted out of her hand, but they're still managing it.
Whoa. Yeah.
This line is really close. Really close. I think they just hit it a little too thick,
try.
but they were right. Rolled the shooter right to the top of the button. And for the 8th end in a row, we have a single And it is 4-4, and we'll go extra ends here in the feature game between Martin Laycock, Adams, Robichaud.
Yeah, it was a great try on that, really.
Yeah, they just it just over curled at the end. Looked really good most of the way down, but Steve did mention once it gets to that center line, it'll start to bust, and I think just the last couple feet, that's what happened.
Yeah, I wonder if Steve had stayed on it there.
So while they're setting up the rocks here for the exciting extra end, we'll take a moment again to appreciate the generous support of the local community and the sponsors of the Rocky Mountain Mixed Doubles Classic. Vision Electronics, Distinctive Homes, Mary's Popcorn Shop, Bow Valley Credit Union, the Malcolm Hotel, Ridgewood, GDS, Wildlife Distillery, and Rocky Mountain Soap Company. Again, a $30,000 purse for this event, which is one of the highest mixed doubles purses played anywhere in the country, and continues to be supported by some of the very best that we have.
Don't get there, drag it. Drag it.
Yeah, it's great to see such amazing support from the sponsors here. It's a lot of work to put on an event like this, and it's definitely not possible without the support of these sponsors. So huge thank you to all of those.
Yes.
Has to curl a lot.
So just to update you on sheet 2 there, Papley and Van Amsterdam had that half rock pick for the win, and that was made, so they've moved on and continue to fight towards the playoffs. That being a C qualifying game, that will be the end of the road for Monroe and Leon, but a great event by them. And put up quite a battle here against Van Amsterdam and Papley, as I mentioned, last year's runner-ups of this event. So a really strong team.
Might be minimum. I think it's good though, especially if trying to move it.
So now Robichaud and Adams have the hammer, playing the extra end. They're sitting 2 buried in the 4-foot. So Steve Laycock's going to try to move these around a bit. Corner freeze.
Back 4.
And make sure it's all in for the steal here for Laycock and Martin, obviously.
Back 4.
Hard! You gotta go! All the way! 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 Hard!
Great sweep. Nancy was very encouraging on that, and obviously it was needed. Steve was able to hit that by, tap the rock behind the tee line, which I think was the most important part of that shot, and sitting top 4.
Yeah, great. Really great sweep by Steve. He barely got that past the top 12 rock. He was curling so hard, so well done. Not bad for a skip, hey?
Yeah. He played third for a year or two with, did he play with Cotter out in BC for a year or 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's done some sweeping.
Oh, yeah. We're getting another fact check here.
We are, yeah.
I was only like back 4, back 8, right? Yeah, I think same.
Can give your hair more ice, maybe?
Well, we hit it on the nose, so.
I know. Also, should we be guarding?
No.
Okay. Same ice then.
Guess another Canadian and World
Back
Junior
4.
champion.
Yeah.
A little more room.
Yes, he won World Junior 2003.
I feel like I did know that. I feel like I've seen his photo at the Sutherland Curling Club in Saskatoon.
And he did play with Jim Cotter for a few years, having been to 10 Briars between his time in Saskatchewan and playing out of BC. Obviously a fantastic career.
I don't love this right now. It's probably best to do that if you can do it. But it's whatever you think. I'm seeing like back line kind of hit and flop.
Looks like Steve and
You like
Nancy
that?
have, a couple options here. As far as some rocks accessible, we'll see what happens after Alex throws here, but a good opportunity for Alex to get a good one in here. We'll tap back on that shot rock.
Line's good. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Weight down.
Whoa!
Carve.
Can't.
Carve.
Try. Hard, girl. Keep going. Let her roll.
That snap at the end.
Made the tap, rolled under.
Great shot.
Yeah, top button. Couldn't have done any better. And that slash that Steve's looking at looks like it probably kills both blues.
Yeah, as soon as they throw, we don't have a shot though.
Yeah, that was a well.
I mean, I still have that.
What's that?
I'll have that. Or this way.
It won't matter if they're rock sitting in the button though. Like if I move this to here, I get one here, you're not gonna have anything.
I mean, you think you're trying to keep your shooter close to here, aren't you?
Well, I can't do both.
Okay.
If I'm getting this off the button, I'm by default here.
Let's
and
go
if I'm
timeout
here,
here.
I'm just putting it. We had another one.
Extra and you get one. I'm worried it's the same
Steve,
thing
you
this
showed
way.
me that rule sheet earlier.
Yeah, I have
we
to
didn't
leave my
know if
shooter
we
top
would
for it.
need, but I am
Or
gonna
sorry, the other rock.
take
Okay.
a look.
I mean, this is obviously just getting stuck here.
No, it's leaving the 4 foot.
Well, if you're throwing it that hard, this rock isn't staying.
Depends where I hit it. If I hit it skinny, it's staying right here.
So it doesn't specifically say here about the timeout rules, but it
There's
does
probably
say
no
all
advantage to
rule
playing it quiet because I gotta get
interpretations
this
will be
rock.
made by Scott Pfeiffer. So
Like this is helping them if it's here.
I think since the timeout's already underway, if this was a problem, someone would have said
I
something.
don't think I can do both. I think I'm either leaving my shooter here and putting it on the button, or
Okay,
I'm coming
let's
all
make
the way
this-
off.
So, throwing weight at this, and we're trying to be.
Yep. Just under a quarter would be nice. Maybe firm, just so I don't quite kick off as much. Well, I just don't know where I'm getting that's any good though.
Then I
Yeah,
have both
but
ways.
then-
That's all I'm saying. But
Yeah, they get top button, we have no shot though, right?
this shot is. Okay, let's
See
make
an
it.
edge for with firm.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely need to make some noise here. And by that I mean they have less rocks left and time's running out, and they need to get something open here so that they can get in for a shot.
So I think they have decided to run this blue in, try and stick it on that yellow, free up some space in the button 4 foot there. And this rock will be fairly buried if it's made properly.
Oh no, no.
Got this out a bit. It's
No.
gotta move.
No, close. Hit it.
Oh my God.
Okay.
He did just
That's not
shave
bad.
it, but shaved it over the top. But actually did make it corner frozen on the other side. And now the angles are set up where that yellow actually will leave the button area. So while that was, Steve would certainly consider that a miss in his book, I think the result, he got more out of that than maybe he should have.
Yeah, got a little lucky there.
don't think so. And
Leave her. I'm gonna be able to touch.
yeah, I don't.
It's tough.
You have to be there. Not do that.
She might get there. Swoops at the end. I think you just guard this.
So they're going to
Anywhere
guard
high,
the
right?
one that
You like
Steve
here?
just chipped over there, because that's a pretty easy shot
Yeah, a little less.
for Nancy to move some yellows around. So if they guard this, they're going to leave her the in-turn draw to
As
the
long as there's no hole.
button, in between two rocks that are about one rock apart. So a very difficult shot, but they feel this one's easier, so they're going to take this one away.
Okay, line's good. Keep it clean. Clean. Line's really good. Over and off, I think.
Gotta get over.
Hard! Get it over.
It's over. It's over.
Okay. Well, let it
Is there a
sit.
hole?
Let it sit. No. Good.
I think that draw might be the only option anyway there, Scott.
Yeah, that guard is good enough that it took away the opportunity to throw any weight on that outturn side.
You think it drags and clicks this?
I think we got to try right here.
What do you think it does, though?
I have no other shot.
You got this around the horn might squeeze out to
I don't
here.
think so.
This one, I don't know if there is a shot, though. The other one, like something can happen.
I'm not sure that
I guess
they
if
can
you
get
stuff this.
shots.
This might touch that
If you
enough.
stuff this in the forefoot and it just nicks this, you'll be close.
Yeah.
Okay, nose hit then.
Surprised they're not even considering the draw here.
I mean, it looks very hard, but it's similar to the shot that Alex made a few ends ago.
Yeah.
So it's makeable for curlers of this
Whichever one
level.
catches
But
your eye.
Okay.
Doesn't change the physics on it.
Okay.
so trying to, as you say, make some noise, move some rocks around, and hopefully when the dust settles, blue will be shot here. If they are, Melissa obviously has one more rock, having the hammer here and the extra, but the shot has to be made first.
Close, yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yes!
Trying straight back. It is over curled
Try.
just a touch. Won't clip the blues, and with that, the team of Adams and Robichaud will win in an extra end. They will move into a B qualifier game, and Laycock and Martin live on. They'll go into the C. Against Armstrong and Griffiths. So Laycock will be very familiar with them from his time in BC.
Definitely had the
Okay.
game with the most rocks in play as the feature here. So
Yeah, it was a good one. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks again to our sponsors, Vision Electronics, Distinctive Homes, Mary's Popcorn Shop, Bow Valley Credit Union, Malcolm Hotel, Ridgewood, GDS, Wildlife Distillery, and Rocky Mountain Soap Company. Morgan and I will stick around. We'll be back here at 2 o'clock. And the feature game will be one of the B qualifiers with some big names. Peterman and Gallant against Jones and Lang right here in Banff at 2 o'clock. So thanks for watching, and we will see you then.